Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Oh, come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make the thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I get to welcome you to a wonder-filled Wednesday, and we're really excited for the guest who's in the building because we got the CEO of Sierra Sisters back in the building with us. Shayla is joining us to give us some more insight into Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And of course, we also have to connect how she and Chuck got together for this phenomenal event that's happening tomorrow, y'all. So I'm so glad that we got her in before the event, but y'all know I'm glad that you are also here with us. This is the top of the show where you get to help us grow by sharing this show with folks who you feel could benefit from our daily dose of dopeness we give you here on the Day with Trae. And as always, if you can't watch us, just listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and the Day with Trae. You will find us there. Now, okay, before I get into it with Shayla, I got to say that, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is definitely a month where there's a lot of concentration, a lot of effort to understand the science behind breast cancer awareness. How do we connect and support those who are dealing with breast cancer? How can we stay plugged in? There's a lot of different things that are happening to raise money for breast cancer research. So this is a concentrated time, but I always want to say, this is something that families are dealing with and individuals are dealing with throughout the year, y'all. Every single day, 365. And that's why I'm so glad that Shayla is here, because Sierra Sisters is staying firm in their commitment to continue in the work that they do to support families who are dealing with breast cancer and to make sure that there are opportunities for those of us in the community to stay engaged, be informed, and plug in. And for me, I think a lot of times when you have a certain type of, maybe it's something that runs in the family, maybe, you're the first person with it, but that is when you're impacted by something, that is actually the moment that you get plugged in to different organizations who have been doing the fight way before you got impacted by whatever it is, right? I think it's the same around Alzheimer's or diabetes or, you know what I'm saying, dementia. I mean, there's research, scientific research happening around the clock to figure out how do we, take care of the human vessel. And so I just love that Shayla's here today so we can really hear her perspective. But I encourage y'all to be plugged in before it's impacting you, right? Learn now before you say, oh my gosh, now it's me, or now it's my sister, oh my gosh, it's my mom. So I need to know more, because there's a steeper learning curve when you feel that you're impacted, but also the impact alone can change your emotion around something, which sometimes means you're using less of your brain capacity. So while you have it, before you're impacted, before you're emotionally driven to learn more, I'm just encouraging y'all to learn more now. And that's why I'm so glad that up next, we got Shayla in the building. We're going to be talking all things Sierra Sisters and their phenomenal Vibe Bingo event coming up tomorrow. Y'all don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Black caregivers, entrepreneurs, and elders, this one's for you. Queen Care is offering complimentary self-care services to those who give so much to their communities. Take a moment to restore, recharge, and be cared for with free wellness treatments at the Spa House by Queen Care. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Go to queencareproducts.com now to sign up, or scan the QR code on your screen, because you deserve the same care you give to others.
Welcome back, y'all, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Of course, joining me right now, we got Shayla Akande in the building. Hi.
Hi.
Miss Shayla's back with us.
Back on the Day with Trae.
We were just talking about how much more fun things are when you sing them.
Yes.
But Shayla, y'all have been committed to Breast Cancer Awareness Month as an organization. This is your pure focus. I want to hear about some of the things that y'all are really doing this month to make sure communities engaged and informed.
Yes. So first things first, our first event is Vibe Bingo. And this is, Chuck's absolutely amazing, first of all. We had him join us at our Wellness on the Block. And it was a whole vibe. It brought the community out. The community felt seen, felt safe. So first, make sure y'all plug in with that Vibe Bingo. Then October 18th at Rainier Beach Community Center from 12 to 2, we have World Mammography Day. This is when we're bringing everybody in and we are gonna have a holistic approach to breast cancer, right? Sometimes we think of, okay, we gotta deal with it when it gets here. No, we got to start thinking about it from a preventative perspective as well. So beyond the screening, what are we eating? How are we moving our bodies? How are we engaging with community, right? And so that's some of the things that Sierra Sisters has going on right now. At the end of the month, 10/26, we're teaming up with Kalina, with Candle Noir at Lux. And I am so excited because that one's for the survivors as well. Candle pouring, it's a brunch and pour. That's gonna be a good one. Stay tuned on that. But there's so much. We're also doing research right now with the University of Washington. Sierra Sisters is partnering up with the University of Washington to train 5 Sierra Sisters to be community-based researchers.
Wow.
So we are making sure that we're not just being researched, but we are a part of the actual conversation of research. What should be researched, especially during a time right now when research is being pulled.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is what I was going to ask you because, I mean, y'all are facing something really serious. I mean, cancer research is not something we ever thought we would have, like, leaving off of the table. There's still so many people affected by it. And y'all have been such strong advocates for this. So I love hearing that y'all are going to be learning that and understanding how to not only just be at the table, bring your lived experience to it, right?
Yeah.
As folks who are, it's necessary for those perspectives to be there and to understand. So you're bridging the gap, Shayla. This is amazing. But also too, I mean, breast cancer awareness, y'all have been busy during the month of October. Clearly all the events you just mentioned, but every day, day in and day out, I want you to explain to us, you did it before, but for some who may have missed it, how y'all are really continuing this conversation and working to connect with, survivors, those who are dealing with it right now, families, and that supportive mechanism y'all really bring to community.
Yeah, I think the way I'll answer that question is I'll start with our why. So as many may know, Sierra Sisters was started by my mother, Bridget Hempstead. Say the name of those are surviving and say the names of those that we have lost in this fight. So Bridget Hempstead.
That's right.
Breast cancer Black women are dying at a 40% higher rate than white women, and we are not getting it at the higher rate. There is a disparity happening with our community. And so Sierra Sisters is one, trying to change that gap. Again, this goes back to the research, right? How are we making sure that we get screening? How are we making sure that we have advocacy? The reason why we're dying at a higher rate, like I said, is not because we're getting it at a higher rate, but because when we go to the doctors, they're telling us to come back in 10 years. That was my mother's story. She went to the hospital. She said, I want to get a mammogram. I want to get it now. They told her, no, you're Black, you're young, come back in 10 years. And she had to advocate for herself and say, no, give me one right now. They did it, and they found her cancer at the size of a pin dot. And from there, Sierra Sisters is birthed, right? What she found in our community was that her story was not just her own. This was our community story. We saw women coming left and right. My doctor told me, no, it's fine. There's a lump there, but we're not gonna take a look at it. No, we're gonna biopsy it today. We're gonna do this today. And so my mom saw the gap of our healthcare system and the women in our community. And she was like, no, I'm gonna come alongside you. I'm gonna be at that doctor's office. We're gonna fire that doctor. We're gonna go somewhere else. We're gonna be where we want, where we're seen, where they care about us, where they listen to us, where they hear us. And so some of the things that Sierra Sisters does outside of our, events is support group meetings, and then making sure that our community understands, the risks. How do you do self-breast exams, right? So, ladies and men, right? Like, check yourself. Make sure you know how to get in the shower. Make sure you know how to lie down. Make sure you know where all of your areas are at. Know your normalness, and then know what feels abnormal to you. It's time to be in touch with your body. We have to start with us, right? And making sure that, okay, hey sis, I think I got something going on. Will you come with me? Yes. I will come with you. I will make sure that you're not at that doctor's office by yourself. I will make sure that we get a second opinion if we need one, right? And so that's some of the ways that Sierra Sisters is bridging the gap, on top of making sure that there's policy, on top of making sure that there's research, and on top of making sure that these doctors, when we come into the hospital, they know, oh, that's a Sierra Sister. Don't mess with our community.
Ooh, you just brought me to a real emotional place, because it's so necessary. It's so vital what y'all do. And y'all are on the front lines with people. Not only, I give it, like, educate us how we advocate for ourselves. But you're like, look, we're there at the appointment with you. I'm so glad that you detailed that for us, because it is so necessary. And to be honest, we both know this. It's unfortunate that it's that necessary for Black community. And we're talking women and men. I mean, people think breast cancer, they immediately think women. And so y'all are there supporting anyone who needs that level of advocacy. I'm just so moved by it. And your mother, everyone, oh my God, who knew, just such a warrior. I mean, just such a warrior queen, right?
No.
But that energy and that spirit of saying, wow, my story is being felt by everyone. Yeah, this is now not just a singular issue. This is a community-driven issue, and we need to address it as one community. So you talked about Vibe Bingo. You talked about Nora Lux candles. You talked about UW, right? Research. How do y'all find the right type of folks to partner with, Shayla? Tell us about that.
Values. I need to see us. Do you really value us? Do you really care about our Black lives mattering? Do you really care if I come in the door and I tell you that something's happening? Are you going to believe me? Are you going to let me sit at that table and actually tell our stories, listen to them, and then actually drive impact? That is one thing I will say our partners have been phenomenal at, right? And so we've got University of Washington. Fred Hutch Cancer Research Center has been there front lines with us as well. They honored my mom in her service. We've got Swedish, we have WellPoint, we have Genentech, we have so many I can name, right? And so sorry if I missed some of y'all, I don't have it in front of me. But so many of our community partners have shown up. And right now, when it's vital, because so many people are closing their doors to what they believe is a DEI effort. We're not a subcategory.
Wow. This is so, it's so bizarre to me, the world we're in right now. But it calls to me this understanding that we know has been alive and well in Black communities for generations, is we have to come up with the solutions, right? Because nobody's actually here to help us. And even when people are there to help, I think this notion has also allowed us to progress in ways that have been self-evident by the connections we make in community. So I'm so grateful to hear how you understand, first off, it's a value base. In order to know who's in alignment with us. How are we working together in this work, which is so necessary. Of course, we had Chuck on the show on Monday. He got to start the week off with us, and he was so excited to talk about Vibe Bingo. Vibe Bingo really is a whole vibe. And so I want to kind of get into some of these details that folks who are coming tomorrow to your event can expect.
A good time. We're going to not just survive, we're going to thrive. We're going to have a good time in this space. This is a space, I don't know if people really understand and recognize the power of laughter and music and food. Because that's what's going to happen. It's going to be all of those things. It's going to be a space for survivors to feel seen. It's going to be a space where fighters can find maybe some folks that'll fight along the fight with them. One thing I forgot to mention that I think is really important too for our community to know is that breast cancer is the #1 cancer killer of Black women.
Wow.
I don't know if people really know that.
What?
Yes. It's lung cancer for all women, but for Black women, it's breast cancer. And so this is a space where we're going to be able to educate, and we're also going to be able to have fun because you can do both.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was exciting because, listening to the story of Vibe Bingo, I just thought, man, like this was so necessary in our community. And it just brings back good vibe energy, right? Like when my parents would throw the barbecues and everybody would come and, my dad would put the music on the big speakers and, they would make Spody. I was so intrigued by Spody as a young kid. I was like, what is that? They'd have a whole cooler of it and it was like everything and fruit and wine and fizzy stuff. And I was just like, what is that? But I love what Vibe Bingo brings is like this kind of backyard community feel, like come through and have a good time. And that's why I really appreciate him explaining the name Vibe Bingo. So I'm so glad y'all are doing this. Of course, I want to make sure people have these details because that event is coming up tomorrow. Y'all are going to be in a really dope venue. And so I want to give you some time because y'all got a lot going on this month. And I'm so glad you gave us some tidbits. Give us some details about where they go to get the tickets, where is the place, when is it happening, all of those things. Look right there in the camera, let folks know.
Can we pause?
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually don't.
Yo, you need to find it? Okay, don't worry, Shayla. You can sit down. Don't worry. He gave us some information. He said go to Vibe Bingo's website. The stuff is there. She was ready to go get it for y'all. Okay, that's how dedicated
right
she
now.
was.
Because you guys know I'm working.
Yeah, see,
Okay,
she's working seriously. But the thing is this: you're finding the right partners.
Yes.
You're bringing good vibes and
Yes.
energy, and you're also keeping that fighter spirit of your mother alive and well. Shayla, I know she's just so proud, and we are.
Yeah.
As such a phenomenal community-based organization that you are, we're just rooting you on, and we are here in solidarity with you for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Thank you for everything you're doing for us.
Thank you for having us and continuing to have a space like this for us to share our events, our movements, and our moments.
Yeah. No, anytime. I told you, we're here for each other. I got your back.
Mwah.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, what a phenomenal Wednesday. And this is what I'm talking about. She said, hold on, let me pause. Let me get that information.
I'm gonna get it right.
But y'all know. Okay, go to Vibe Bingo's website.
Yes.
Y'all can find the information there for the event tomorrow. But stay plugged in with Sierra Sisters because they have phenomenal events happening throughout the month and ways for us to stay engaged in Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Of course, as I said at the beginning of the show, don't wait until you're impacted by it. Get plugged in today. I'll wrap this all up right after this break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Getting the scholarship really changed the conversation. It went from, no, I can do school in my free time and make it work, to I could only focus on school and I could be the best I can be every single day. I can soak up everything. I can read before class and make sure I'm not just learning enough to pass a test. Like I could really pour all my time into school. That's what having a Seattle College Foundation scholarship did for me.
We're electric. I feel like the fans can feel that, and we're just going to keep this going.
He struck him out. Gino, like he never left Seattle.
Keep bringing the energy. We really need it. Let's go.
Got him at home.
My baseball Cal did it.
We show a lot of heart. This team has a lot of fight. You guys have been electric. You guys are the key to this, so thank you guys.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Oh, now I'm on, right? Okay, sorry, y'all. We're having a good old time over here. Welcome back to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Huge shout out to Shayla for joining me, CEO of Sierra Sisters, and you heard it directly from her. They are there to be advocates alongside those who need that. If you are finding yourself feeling alone, need additional folks to join your village as you navigate all of the complexities that may come with, mammograms and figuring out, like, where am I at? Do I have breast cancer? Oh my gosh, I do. Now what? Please make sure that y'all connect with Sierra Sisters. For me, the work that they do is beyond inspiration. It comes from lived experience and the personal impact that breast cancer has brought on their family. But the fact is that her mother said, no, I'm not going to take this in solidarity or by myself. I'm going to make sure that my experience is eradicated for women. And while we still are in this fight, because women go to the doctor and are not believed, Black women are always, there's this real stigma for us around, they can take the pain. Oh no, we're not going to do this or that. You have to advocate for yourself. And I'm so grateful that Shayla was here to give us an example of how Sierra Sisters steps up like no other to be there to support you. Now, if you know somebody in your life who needs that level of support, or who needs to come out tomorrow night to vibe out with them and have a good time, please make sure y'all tap in, not only with their event tomorrow, but she mentioned other events this month as they are keeping the community informed and engaged around breast cancer awareness. And I'm so grateful for the work that they're doing, and so proud of how Shayla just stepped into this amazing role and is taking it on with dignity and grace. It is a beautiful thing to see. So y'all know I'm inspired. I want you to be inspired too, because whatever it is, if you are somebody who's been impacted by something and you see a void based on what you experienced, step up. Create the organization that can change that for others. If you're someone who's like, man, I thought it was just me. You never know until you plug in with community. This is an example, and this is, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is your encouragement, okay, to not be in isolation, because community is there to welcome you with open arms. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back with y'all tomorrow. Until then, y'all, at 11 a.m. Peace.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.